everybody! So today is Sunday and that means it's time for family movie night. And this week I am doing one of my favorite romantic comedies. You guys know I love romantic comedies. And I am going to be talking about While You Were Sleeping. And I thought of this one because it does have a somewhat memorable New Year's Eve sequence. And since today is New Year's Eve, that seemed like a good choice. I could have done When Harry Met Sally, but that is technically an R-rated film, even though it's really not bad at all. And so I can do that. So I do the next best thing, which is While You Were Sleeping. And I have the video where I talk about what romantic comedies often do wrong and why the genre kind of hit a snag recently. And While You Were Sleeping is a good example of doing the gimmick trope, I guess you might call it, the gimmick thing that's often a part of romantic comedies, but executing it so well. Like, the story is very silly. You know, this woman saves this man and she pretends to be his fiance while he's in a coma, and that's kind of ridiculous, right? But it works so well because the script is actually really solid and the performances are so likable. Sandra Bullock plays this woman named Lucy who is very lonely, and that's a big theme of the movie, is about loneliness and how we deal with being alone. And
Working Christmas.
But Lucy, you're the only one.
About family.
For Lucy, loneliness was a way of life.
Joe Jr.'s still single.
Yeah, it's a shocker.
he works as a token taker at the L train in Chicago. Well, there's this man who comes in every day and she sees and she kind of fantasizes about him. Well, one day he gets pushed around by some thugs and ends up in the train tracks at the station, and she has to pull him off of the tracks away from the train. So she saves his life. Well, she gets to the hospital and she realizes that they won't let her see him because she's not family. Well, she tells them that he is her fiance. And so that's why she's able to go see him. Well, it all ends up kind of rolling out of control, where his whole family, has this loud, kind of boisterous family, all of a sudden believes that she is the fiance. And but she wants to tell them, but then she doesn't have the guts to tell them because she's so happy being included in his family. And the thing that makes this work, like I said, is the characters are so likable. The family is so wonderfully portrayed. All of the actors I just love. Peter Boyle's the father is just wonderful. I love the woman who plays the mother. I love the sister. All the roles are just so good. Even the grandmother character, Glynis Johns, I think is her name. And they're great. Just everybody. And it just feels, even though it's a great example of embracing certain tropes and embracing certain character types, but not overdoing it, not making them too loud, not making them too annoying, not making them too, like they're just sort of over the top enough that we laugh, but enough realistic that we kind of like, oh yeah, we have somebody like that in our family. You also have Jack Warden, who plays Uncle Saul, and he's the one who sort of figures out that she's been telling this fib. But he is actually supportive of her because he sees what a good person that she really is. And then Bill Pullman plays the brother of the man in the coma, and his name is Jack. And as they start to spend a lot of time together, and they start to have this great chemistry, and the dialogue is so lovely between the two of them. And you do get just the impression that these two people are just perfect for each other, and you're rooting for them, and you want them to be happy. And that's what a good romantic comedy does, because a bad romantic comedy, it will make you hate these characters because they're so angry and unlikable, and you just don't care about them or want them to be happy. And in this, you do care about both Jack and Lucy. You want them to be happy, and so that's why it works so well.
Whoa. Wow.
Do not take me with you.
No, it's all right.
You got it?
Too bad, yeah.
Okay.
Wow. This is bad. There we go.
Okay.
There.
And the dialogue is just really well done. And there's a lovely scene, and I tried so hard to find a clip, but I wasn't able to do it, where she talks about, in the hospital, she talks about just how lonely she is, and how she's trying to explain to Peter why she's doing what she's doing, and it's just so good. And you know, she has these, she's a dreamer. She's somebody that's really easy to relate to. She wants to, her big dream in life is to get a stamp in her passport and go to Florence, is her dream. And but she's always been somebody who has had to work for other people, and she's just never been able to fulfill her dreams. And but her main dream in reality is to be part of a family. And that's why she kind of continues on with the charade as long as she does. There's also some really good humor. One of my favorite moments in the movie is this dinner conversation that they all have, where they're all kind of talking about different things at the same time. And I think anybody that's been part of a loud, obnoxious family like mine is can relate to this scene for sure.
All the great ones were tall.
Alan Ladd wasn't tall.
Marshall Dillon was 6'5".
These mashed potatoes are so creamy.
I could never make a good pot roast.
You need good beef. Argentina has great beef. Beef and Nazis.
John Wayne was tall.
Dustin Hoffman was 5'6".
Would you want to see Dustin Hoffman save the Alamo?
These mashed potatoes are so creamy.
Spain has good beef.
Mary mashed them.
Cesar Romero was tall.
And so this was directed by John Turteltaub. I think he did a great job with this movie. I also really like the score. I think that's sort of a hidden gem. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's perfect for this type of movie. Getting Natalie Cole singing some songs, and you definitely get a bit of a Christmas feel. There's, like I said, the famous sort of New Year's scene where Jack tells all of her friends that Lucy is pregnant, and so that's a really fun scene. If you like romantic comedies, you will love this, I think. There's no doubt. Even if you hate romantic comedies, I still think that you won't be miserable. I think there's things to like in here. There's performances that are good. There's chemistry that is good. There's writing that is good, and so I just really enjoy it. I think that it's certainly something that I would have loved to watch, and I did watch. I'd love to watch it from like pretty much like 10 up. I would have loved this kind of movie, and so yeah, I think it's perfectly fine to watch with your family, and I really thought it held up well. I was very charmed by it watching it. So let me know what you think of While You Were Sleeping. Is it a favorite of yours? Put it in the comment section, and thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you later. Bye!